Good morning and welcome back. I'm excited to bring back my Saturday morning coffee break. We're talking about cybersecurity topics that many of us deal with day in and day out. And even if you do not deal with it day in and day out, these topics will resonate with you if you're inside the business, inside of IT, or inside of us. So, good morning. I hope your Saturday is off to a calm start, or at least calmer than the average stock shift. Today, I want to talk about something that sounds simple, but is becoming one of the most important ideas inside of cybersecurity. It's human in the loop for our AI systems. We're living in a moment where AI can write code, analyze our logs, generate phishing emails, help us summarize our incidents, and even make decisions that used to require a human analyst. But here's the twist. The more powerful these systems become, the more important you and I as the human become, not less. So let's dig into what human in the loop actually means, why it matters, and how it shows up inside of cybersecurity organizations today. So let's start off with, what does it really mean to say human in the loop? At its core, human in the loop is the idea that AI should assist, not replace human judgment. It means humans stay involved in reviewing any and all AI decisions, actually approving the actions, correcting mistakes, and ultimately being accountable. AI can accelerate work, but it cannot understand the intent, the ethics, or the consequences in the way that you and I as humans do. Think of AI as a very fast intern. It's brilliant, it's tireless, but occasionally wrong and speculating certain things. So why does human in the loop matter so much today in cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is a domain where context matters, where stakes are high, attackers adapt, and mistakes can be catastrophic. AI is great at pattern recognition, summarization, and automation, but it struggles with ambiguity, nuances, and with the threat actor's behavior. All things attackers will exploit. Let me give you a few examples as we go through the Saturday morning. The first is the AI-assisted phishing detection. Many organizations now use AI to detect phishing emails. These models are good, sometimes catching things humans miss. But attackers know this. They're already crafting AI-generated phishing emails designed to bypass these filters. So here's a scenario from 2025. A financial services company deployed an AI model that flagged suspicious emails. One day, the model marked an email as safe because the grammar was perfect, the sender domain looked legit, and the tone matched previous communications. But a human analyst noticed something subtle. The email referenced a project that did not exist. The AI couldn't know that, but you and I, as an employee, have organizational context, so we can catch that. That's human in the loop in action. The human catches what the model cannot see. So let's talk about the next one. This is using AI with incident response. AI tools are great at summarizing alerts. They can correlate events quicker than you and I. They can help propose remediation steps within milliseconds. And they can even draft an incident response report for you. But here's where human in the loop becomes essential. In 2024, a large retail used an AI system to triage endpoint alerts. One day, the AI recommended isolating a set of devices because they showed signs of lateral movement. But a human responder pulsed. Why? Because the devices belonged to a point of sale team doing a scheduled software rollout. The AI saw lateral movement. The human saw normal business activity. If the human had not intervened, the company would have shut down its own checkout system on a Saturday, one of their busiest days of the week. AI is fast. Humans continue to understand context. So let's talk about development opportunities for AI. The first one is AI code generation and security reviews. Developers increasingly use AI to write code. I would too. It's fast, it's convenient, and it's often correct. But a major SaaS company discovered that AI-generated code had introduced a subtle authentication bypass. The AI wasn't malicious. It simply didn't understand the security implications of a shortcut it took. The human reviewer eventually called it during a routine audit. This is why human in the loop matters. AI can generate code, but humans must validate the code for security flaws and security hardening. So let's talk about 3 different modes of human AI interaction. The first is human in the loop. Humans approve and reject AI decisions. An example would be AI suggesting isolating a host. The analyst will now approve it. The next is human on the loop. AI acts autonomously, but human monitors. Example is AI auto-closes the low-risk alerts, but an analyst reviews the logs. And the last is human out of the loop. AI is acting fully autonomously. This is dangerous in cybersecurity, unless the action is extremely low risk. Most organizations should stay in the first 2 modes for anything involving identity, access, data movement, or system changes. And I would be very hesitant to recommend fully automating incident response. So where does human in the loop show up in modern security architecture? Let's walk through a few areas and see what we think. The first is inside of identity and access management. AI can detect unusual login patterns, but humans must decide, is this a compromised account? Is this a traveling executive? Or is this a developer who happens to be working the weekend? AI can flag. The human is needed to interpret. The next is data loss prevention, a very tricky subject for any security professional. So AI can classify your sensitive data for you, but the human must decide, is this an actual leak? Is this just a simple false positive? Or is this a legitimate business need that needs to be risk accepted and risk reviewed? Next is threat hunting, something that I think AI will be good at as we continue to help it gain context. AI can surface anomalies really quick, but you and I, as the analyst, must connect the dots. The next one is GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. AI can map out all the controls to frameworks, but the human, you, decide what's acceptable risk for your organization. What vector are you in? What compliance requirements do you have? What really do you need to implement? This is specifically true in tactical GRC, where governance must move at the speed of engineering. Slow T's. I'm working on a workshop for Continuum Con. Stay tuned for that one. So now let's move into the risk of removing Leadus or you from the loop. This is where the conversation gets real. If we remove humans from the loop, we risk over-trusting our AI outputs. As we all know, AI can and will hallucinate. AI can and will be manipulated. And AI can misinterpret context. Again, it doesn't understand what your key performance indicators are, what your key objectives are, what your company's culture and deliverables actually are, if not properly trained. Next is automating makes mistakes at scale with AI. A human can make a mistake. We break one system. AI makes a mistake. Thousands, if not millions of systems are now broken. That's a long weekend to work to restore that, if you can. Next, you're losing accountability. If AI makes a decision, who's responsible? Well, the answer is the human, not the AI system. And next, it's creating a new attack surface that we have to continuously monitor, respond to, and understand, which is very hard. For example, there's going to continue to be prompt injections, model poisoning, data leakage from AI-generated malware. Attackers love automation. We shouldn't hand them more. So what does human in the loop look like when it's good? Here are some practical patterns that you can take back to your work on Monday. The first one is AI proposes, human approves. AI should draft your firewall rule for you, or can. It should draft a snort rule, an email signature, an endpoint signature. But then you give it to your endpoint analyst, your network engineer, your firewall engineer, or even an architect to review and then make sure it's deployed using proper change control. Next, AI summarizes and the human decides. AI can consolidate and condense those thousands of words for you real quickly, and then allow you as the analyst to choose the appropriate response. Is it to mark them as false positive? Do you move them into a waiting queue? Do you start isolating? Again, you have the context of the environment. Is this okay to wait, or do I need to act now? AI automates low-risk tasks, which I highly recommend. Let it parse your data from your logs. Let it generate reports for you, and let it help with ticket enrichment. Then review it and understand if it's getting it right, and then retrain it. Next, humans get to set the guardrails, not AI. Say that again. We as the humans set our guardrails. What AI can access, what AI is allowed to change, and what AI is actually able to automate. Humans need to audit AI decisions regularly, not just when something breaks. So now let's talk about AI within your security operations center. The AI task that you've given is, hey, AI assistant, help me ingest my log. Help me correlate my events, suggest severity for me, and then draft response steps. And then give me a report that I can read and share. The human task in this is you're going to verify and validate each severity. You're going to confirm the root cause, and then you're going to approve containment or isolation. You will be the one communicating to stakeholders. Never send an automated AI report directly to your leadership without it being reviewed by a human, especially your senior leadership team. And then document lessons learned that you can apply to the next task. This division of labor is powerful. It keeps humans in control while letting AI handle the heavy lifting. So Fleetus, what is the future? I think the future will be human AI teams, not human versus AI. The future of cybersecurity isn't about AI replacing you and I. It's AI amplifying what you and I are capable of doing inside of an 8-hour shift or 10-hour shift. Think of it this way. AI is the accelerator. Humans are the steering wheel. So AI is going to press the gas pedal. You as the human will steer the car. You need both. A steering wheel without gas and an accelerator, the car's not moving. An accelerator without a steering wheel means the car is going to crash because it has no direction and no objective. Attackers will use AI, so defenders must use it too. But with us as humans guiding the strategy, ethics, and decision, not the AI determining your strategy. It has no ethics, and it's not going to make the correct decision 100% of the time. But let's wrap this up this Saturday morning, and you can get back to your coffee and to the chores and the actions you have today. Here's some key takeaways I'd like to leave you with. AI can and will make security faster, but only humans can make it safe. Human in the loop isn't a limitation. It's a safeguard. It's a responsibility. And honestly, it's exactly what keeps us relevant in a world where machines can do almost everything except understand the world and the way that we do. Understanding how our business operates. How do we make money? What is our key objectives? So I appreciate you guys spending your morning with me. Hope you enjoy the rest of your coffee and your weekend. And remember, always stay safe and stay secure, everyone.